India's budget for the financial year 2025-26, introduced in the Parliament by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on February 1st, marked a paradigm shift of BJP government's concept of development. Why do I say so? Because the focus of the BJP government right from the days of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, when he became the Prime Minister in 1997-98, till 2023-24 was on infrastructure development. You will be surprised to know that Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman didn't specifically mention about highway development or railway development in her current budget. The focus has definitely shifted to the manufacturing sector. I think after spending huge amount of money on infrastructure development, it seems the government has now realized that the government needs to create quality jobs for the educated youth, and that is the reason for the shift in the focus. If you look back, you would be surprised to realize that even during the COVID days and the post COVID days, while the whole world tried to increase consumption and many Western countries put money directly into the bank accounts of the public, Government of India didn't embark on such an initiative. The, the thought process was by creating long-term assets, the country will experience a trickle-down effect, and that will create a large number of blue-collar jobs. To a fair degree, that was correct also, but that cannot go on for long. Now you need to create jobs for the educated youth. The unemployment rate among the educated youth in India is very high. I think that might have prompted the union government to shift the focus to the manufacturing sector. Let's take a closer look into the new priorities in the budget. Welcome to Insights. I am Hari Kumar. As I said, right from 1997 98 till the recent past, the focus of the BJP government at the center was on infrastructure development. In the initial days, you may be remembering about the golden quadrilateral, like connecting all the four corners of India through quality roads. Then there was the Bharatmala Pariyojan, which aimed to connect 500 district capitals in India with four lane highways. Then again there was the Udan scheme was there, which aimed to build the construct or renovate rural airports. Then there was the Bharatmala Pariyojan. Again there was a project for the development of coastal roads, coastal infrastructure, then small ports. Uh, I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the project. Then by 2022, you see, there was the Prime Minister's Gati Shakti. Prime Minister's Gati Shakti was a platform that combined all those infrastructure development projects. Then, when it regarding railways, there was the plan for total electrification of railway lines. Uh, as a part of the renovation or innovation, then you see Vande Bharat expresses were launched. Then you see metros were created in all many big cities. Now the government of India says India has now around 1,000 kilometers of metro lines. So I think again the speed of many trains has been increased. This is not enough. I don't think that India has done enough on the railway sector or road development sector. But at least the infrastructure at present is far better than what existed 10 or 15 years ago. So there has been a marked improvement in those areas. Now what India needs is quality jobs. Now India should replace China as the factory of the world. Already India has made some giant strides. You know, the electronics industry in India has developed by leaps and bounds. If you look at the total output of or the turnover of electronics industry in India at present, this is about 112 billion US dollar. That's a huge amount. Now India is the second biggest manufacturer of mobile phones in the world. So I think those focuses have all succeeded, and now India needs to build on that, add on that. For that, the government has launched National Manufacturing Mission. You see, National Manufacturing Mission aims to provide policy support, then governance and monitoring support. Then the focus areas are ease of doing business as well as cost of doing business. Then creating a future ready workforce is one of the main focus areas. Also, transforming the MSME sector into a vibrant and dynamic sector is one of the priorities. Then the availability of technology and testing the quality of products, all those are areas that will come under National Manufacturing Mission. One aspect we need to remember is that unlike building infrastructure, the focus if the focus on manufacturing sector needs to succeed, the government needs to root out corruption. Then bureaucratic red tapes need to be removed, bottlenecks need to be removed. This is one of the toughest areas for the BJP government. It's sorry to say that even after 10 years, I don't think the BJP government has been able to control the bureaucracy to the desired extent. There is still corruption is nowadays, it is not heard at the top level, at the ministerial level, because I don't hear many charges being leveled by even the opposition against the BJP ministers regarding corruption. But at the same time, corruption is still rampant in the bureaucratic level, especially in the mid and bottom levels. Corruption is there. So the government needs to root out corruption. Then again, though the government claims that the things like policy raj are gone, I don't think so. Many industrialists complain about the large number of suffocating policies. Then rules are implemented with a vengeance by officials. So I think those are areas where we need to work on. The government has rightly, increased the income tax levels, and actually that is the area of discussion nowadays. Now, government has indirectly put money into the pockets of individuals. During the days of COVID, when Western countries tried to increase consumption, and that was how they increased how they tried to revive their economies. But India didn't follow that policy. India didn't give any benefit to directly to the bank accounts of people. But now, by increasing the income tax limit, the government has definitely increased the spending capacity of the citizen. So that is definitely going to put more money in the hands of people. And the expectation, is the people are at least a part of that money will be spent in the market, and the remaining money will be saved by the households. So during the last few months in the current financial year, household consumption has fallen, and with more money coming into the hands of the public, this is definitely perhaps going to increase. So that will revive market. If you need the economy to revive, then you need to produce quality you know goods. So government expects that. Believe it or not, actually India has made giant strides in many areas. For example, as I said, in electronics industry, then many people might not have noticed that, but there is a very pleasant outcome in the automobile sector. Now, Indian two-wheeler companies have replaced, Chinese and Japanese companies in Africa. Almost 50% of the African two-wheeler market is controlled by mainly two Indian companies named Bajaj Autos, Bajaj Two Wheelers and TVS Group. So I think that successful examples are there. For example, in the manufacturing of toy, with the focus on manufacturing of toys, India has achieved great success in the last couple of years. So I think that has helped India to reduce import from China also. Meanwhile, the export of engineering goods, then automobile parts, etc. India is doing very well. It is expected that, I think, from the available statistics from right from the April 2024 to December 2024, exports from India, the value of exports from India totaled over 700 billion US dollars. And March, by the end of March, it could perhaps be around 1,000 billion US dollars. So I think that is going to be a great achievement. But again, the government has announced help for, then the garment industry, then the food industry, like, the fisheries sector, then value added manufacture of value added food products. I feel that these are all going to help in a big way. But what government needs to do that simultaneously you need to monitor the bureaucracy. Simultaneously the government needs to work on correcting the discrepancies on the policy front. I think if the government does that, that is going to change the fortune of India. And definitely India has the capacity to replace China as the manufacturing capital of the world. I forgot to tell about the pharmaceutical industry, which I think going by the quantity of exports, India is the third biggest exporter in the pharmaceutical sector. I think value wise also we need to grow, perhaps in the coming days, by the focus on research and development, and with the financial help from the government and the focus on the MSME sector. India is going to achieve that. Meet you with updates. Till then, goodbye.